Good morning, students. We are learning water resource engineering and hydrology. We are discussing about the hydel powers. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the components of hydroelectric power plants. So, what are the components we need for the hydroelectric power plant? And those are intake structure, then forebay, surge tank, penstoke, conveyance systems, powerhouse, and tail race. Now we'll discuss in detail about all these components. The first, that is the intake structure. Well, an intake structure is a structure constructed at the entrance of the pipe or the canal, or we can say a tunnel, through which the water is conveyed to the powerhouse. Here you can see in this figure that these are the intake structures. Okay, so those are constructed at the entrance of that pipe or canal or tunnel. Well, what are the function of this intake structure? That it controls the flow of water into the conveyance system. It prevents the entry of debris or ice or boulders into the conveyance system by means of this track race. So these are the track races. Okay, now it prevents also the heavy sediment load of the river from entering the conveyance system with the help of silt traps or the silt excluder. It also provides a smooth, easy and turbulence free entry of water into the conveyance system. So these are the main function of intake structure. Well, there are few types of intakes available, that is the dam intake, runoff intake, then canal intake, tower intake and shafting intake. So we can use these intake structures according to the type of storage or diversion structure. Also there is a factor, that is the location of that powerhouse, conveyance system, the topography. All these factors affect to choose what kind of intake structure we should use. Okay, if we talk about the forebay, well, a forebay is an immersed body or water that provided at the downstream end of the canal, just at the upstream of the penstoke. The main use is to act as a small balancing reservoir or the pond. Well, a forebay is required in the case of runoff river plants at the upstream of the weir. In the case of storage plant, it is required only when the powerhouse is located away from the dam and the water is conveyed to the powerhouse through a power canal. Now, if the powerhouse is located at the top of the dam, a separate forebay is not required, since the penstoke directly take the water from the reservoir. So at such case, reservoir itself act as the forebay. So the main function of the forebay is to store some amount of water to act as a regulatory reservoir for the penstoke. Well, forebay store the water temporarily when the load on the plant is reduced, and it provides extra water to meet the sudden demand because of increasing load during the peak period hours. Now the next component, that is the surge tank. Well, if the conveyance system consists of a penstoke under a very high pressure, a surge tank need to be provided, and it is usually required at the upstream of the powerhouse to reduce the water hammer effect. Here in this figure you can see the surge tank is provided with the penstoke at the upstream side. Okay, well, a surge tank is a cylindrical open top storage tank that is connected to the penstoke. These are provided to relieve the penstokes of excess pressure that caused by water hammer, and to provide the additional supply of water when the turbines are in need of more water on account of increased head. So if we compare this surge tank with the four-way is connected with the reservoir, and this surge tank is a structure which stores some amount of water that is connected with the penstock. Well, a surge tank, however, provides the protection against the water hammer pressure for only that portion of penstock which lies on the upstream side of the reservoir. Well, if we talk about the function of the surge tank, it provides a free reservoir surface just upstream side of the turbine to absorb and compensate the water hammer effect. It reduces the length of the high pressure conduits required to resist the water hammer effect, temporarily store some amount of water when the load is reduced. It also temporarily supplies more amount of water when the load is increased and demand occurs. It quickly damps or it quickly cool down the water level fluctuation following with the load changes. Well, there are three different type of surge tank: a simple surge tank, restricted entry surge tank, and differential surge tank. The next component, that is the penstock. Well, penstocks are the pressure pipes which convey the water from the intake to the turbines. If the powerhouse is located at the top of the dam, the penstocks are entirely embedded in the dam. When the powerhouse is located away from the dam, penstocks are provided to take the water from the dam to the powerhouse. Sometimes a canal is also provided in the initial reach, and that ending in a four-way, and then a penstocks are provided in the remaining reach. Well, when the distance between the four-way and the powerhouse is relatively short, a separate penstock is provided for each turbine. Well, however, the distance is long, a single large penstock can be provided to feed 2 to 3 turbines. Generally, these penstocks are designed as a high pressure pipes. The various materials can be used for the fabrication, such as the steel, RCC or asbestos, cement, etc. Well, penstocks may be buried into the ground or supported on the piers. Well, here the anchor blocks are also required at all the horizontal and vertical bands of the penstocks, because the pressure relief valves are also provided to reduce the water hammer effect. So this is general explanation of the penstocks and the material that we use to make these pipes. The next, that is the conveyance system. A conveyance system is required to carry the water from the intake to the powerhouse. Well, it may consist of one of the few things, that is the canal or closed conduits or tunnels or the penstocks. So the conveyance system is most suitable for the particular projects that is depend on the number of factors, that topography or the discharge value, the head of the reservoir, then the distance between the intake and powerhouse structure, etc. So when the topography of the terrain is moderate and the discharge is large, the canals are generally most suitable. If there is a high hill, the diversion structure can be provided, and at the powerhouse the tunnel may be more economical. So the tunnel may have the pressure flow or the free flow. Okay, when the ground is very steep and rugged, the penstocks are more economical. And in the case of an open channel, a four-way can be usually provided at the end of the channel, from which the water can be conveyed to the turbines through the penstock. In the case of pressure conduits, a surge tank is provided near the end of the conduit to reduce the water hammer effect. So this is the conveyance system. The next component, that is the powerhouse. Well, a powerhouse is a building that constructed for housing and protection of the various hydraulic electric equipments. While the powerhouse consists of three main components: substructure, intermediate structure, and superstructure. Well, talking about the substructure of a powerhouse consists of a large foundation block that is situated below the turbine level. It is usually a monolithic concrete block with suitable waterways that formed within the surface. The draft tubes are generally cast monolithically with the substructure when the concreting is done. While talking about the intermediate structure, that is the turbines, their casings, the governor, the gates, the valves, these all equipments are considered in the intermediate structure. So these all are housed in an intermediate structure. It extends from the top of the draft tube to the generator floor. The next, that is the superstructure. Well, the superstructure is the main building of the powerhouse, which is constructed above the generator floor. It houses the generators, exciters, and other operating equipments. While vertical shaft turbines are placed immediately below the generators. So these all are stored in the superstructure. So powerhouse mainly consists these three different components: substructure, intermediate structure, and the superstructure. Well, the next is the draft tube. Well, a draft tube is a pipe or a passage of gradually increasing cross-sectional area which connects the runner exit to the tail race. Well, the purpose of a draft tube is to permit a negative or a suction head that is being established at the runner exit, thus it making possible the placing of wheel and connecting the machinery at some level above that of water in the tail race. It also reduces the high velocity of the water that discharged by turbine, gradually enlarging the cross-sectional, and thus it converts the kinetic energy of the water that leaving the runner into the mechanical energy. Thus, this acts as a recuperator of pressure energy. Well, in this figure, you can see all the components in a figure of hydro power plant. Okay, here we have this draft tube. Okay, with that, here we have the turbine. This is the penstoke. We can provide a surge tank over here. Okay, so the last component, that is the tail race. The tail race is the channel into which the water is discharged after passing through the turbines. Now, if the powerhouse is close to the stream, the water may be discharged directly into the stream. Well, in the different case, if the powerhouse is far from the stream, a particular artificial channel needs to be constructed to discharge the water into the stream. So for that, that channel should be constructed between powerhouse and the stream. So a draft tube of a reaction turbine sometimes discharge at a level that is below the river bed, and thus the upslope of the tail race usually kept at 1 in 6, that is from the draft tube exit to the river bed. Okay, so these all are the principal components of a hydroelectric power plant. Okay, I hope student you understand this topic thoroughly. Thank you so much for your kind attention. I will see you in the next lecture.